Let's move into main topic number 2, shall we? And our second main topic today gets submitted to us by Ayman. And Ayman writes, "Hi, John and Rob. Tomorrow is the day. It is the day, as a matter of fact. It's a very important day. Tomorrow is the day for the much anticipated Disney's Investors Day meeting. According to Deadline, the studio will announce new projects from Marvel, Lucasfilm, and Pixar. Also, it's certain they will announce moving a few big movies to Disney Plus. So what do you think, John? Any predictions?" Okay, thanks a lot for sending that in, Ayman. We have been saying for a while, I first talked about this a number of weeks ago when I told you that I got informed that Disney Plus was going to be taking Black Widow instead of doing theatrical, and it would be announced on the December 10th investors meeting. This is weeks ago we talked about this. Since then, major outlets have reported that at this investors meeting, there are going to be a couple of other things happening. Number one, they're going to be announcing that Cruella, the Emma Stone 101 Dalmatians spinoff movie, is going to forego theaters and go straight to Disney Plus, as well as a couple of others. Now, they did mention Black Widow. I still expect that they will announce tomorrow, Rob, that Black Widow is going straight to Disney Plus. I think that movie is holding up the timing of other shows, and they just need to get it out there. But I don't know that for a fact. I don't know that for a fact. I'm just simply saying that's what I believe. So it does raise the question about what are we going to see tomorrow? Well, there's a few things we know. Number one, again, the Cruella thing is going to be moving. What were some of the other ones, Rob, that they said was going to be moving? There was, yeah,
I don't remember.
I can't remember. Pinocchio. Tom Hanks's Pinocchio.
Soul, isn't Soul moving?
Well, Soul, they announced that one a long time ago. Soul comes out on Christmas Day, so that one's already done. But Tom Hanks' Pinocchio is another one that they're going to do. I suspect they are going to announce a date for Obi-Wan Kenobi. I think Obi-Wan Kenobi is going to get an official date. I think the same is going to be true of Cassian Andor. I think we're going to find out more about that new show that they announced, that they brought on the one female director, and they've got, this is going to take in a different part of the universe, they said. I think we're going to get a lot more information about that. And I think we're going to get our actual news. Again, I can't verify this. This is just me making a prediction. I think we're going to get news tomorrow of the next Star Wars movie. I think tomorrow we will get actual news of the next Star Wars movie.
You think it'll be Taika Waititi's movie?
I think it'll be Taika Waititi's movie. Yeah, I think that one's been on the books for a long time. I think they'll finally get moving on that. Now that Taika is getting closer with Thor, Love and Thunder, we know that that's what he's going to work on next. As soon as he's wrapped on Thor, Love and Thunder, he's transitioning into the next Star Wars movie. So I think it'll be that one. It could be something else. Hell, they could announce a new trilogy of films. What I don't think we're going to hear tomorrow, Rob, I don't think we're going to hear anything about Rian Johnson's trilogy. Although the official word is that that's still happening. But I've said for about 6 months now, I don't believe that's happening at all. But maybe we'll find out tomorrow for sure, one way or the other. We will see. I do expect this though, Rob, because I want to ask you about what you're expecting and what you're predicting we're going to hear tomorrow. But I did want to throw this one thing out there. In the midst of Disney announcing that at very minimum, Cruella, Pinocchio, I suspect Black Widow, and maybe a couple of others getting moved directly to Disney Plus, I suspect that Disney will not get the same amount of professional backlash that Warner Brothers was on the receiving end of yesterday. The CAA representatives are saying that amongst all the agencies, they are now referring to Warner Bros. As former bros, is what the nickname for Warner Brothers is now amongst all the Hollywood agencies.
Oh no!
And of course, we all know, Christopher Nolan went at Warner Brothers with both barrels yesterday. We're hearing Denis Villeneuve is pissed off. We're hearing James Gunn is pissed off. Everybody's mad. So why isn't Disney going to get that same type of backlash? I'll tell you why they're not going to get the same type of backlash. Because I believe Disney will have done what I did assume Warner Brothers had done. When this news first came out, Rob, I said on this show, I just assumed that Warner Brothers had done all their due diligence. that they had made all the phone calls, that they had talked to all the invested parties, that they had worked everything out behind the scenes first, and then they announced. Turned out I was dead wrong about that. They didn't talk to nobody. They just came out and announced it and left all the filmmakers and the agencies and the talent going, what the F are you talking about? Disney doesn't make that mistake. I think whatever they announce tomorrow about whatever is staying theatrical, whatever is being pulled from theatrical, whatever, I guarantee you that Alan Horn months ago had sit down, either Zoom call or right on the phone conversations with the people involved so that when these announcements are made tomorrow, Rob, it'll catch a lot of the audience by surprise. But I guarantee you it's not going to catch any of the invested parties by surprise, and everybody will already be on board. And that's why I think we're not going to hear any backlash. So as far as predictions go, I think a new Star Wars movie, I think some shoring up on some official news about Cassian Andor, Obi-Wan, and probably this new female-led Star Wars show that's going to be taking place in a different universe per se. That'll be interesting to see. Probably the next Pixar project will also get announced, and we'll get a better idea, whether it's because of Black Widow being moved to Disney Plus, we're going to get a better idea about how all the MCU content is going to start to settle at this point, because lots been up in the air, and maybe a few other little surprises. Rob, let me ask you this. What are you expecting to hear news coming out of this Disney investor meeting tomorrow? And do you suspect we could get any backlash for it?
First of all, I just want to know one thing. I want to know when the Moon Knight show starts shooting, when the Moon Knight show is debuting. I want to know all the villains in Moon Knight. I want to know what costume he's going to wear. Other than that, no, I think, look, this year's been rough on everybody. And if they're going to turn this into a celebration of a D23 sort of that never happened, I think we're going to get a lot of information. I think that being that theaters are closed, and last year Disney made billions and billions of dollars, they want to assure that their investors that 2021 it's going to be the best yet. So I think we are going to hear about all the Star Wars shows. Cassian Andor started shooting. We're going to know about Obi-Wan. We're going to definitely know about the dates. They are going to announce a new Star Wars movie. I think we're probably going to find out more, obviously, about the MCU, both the series. I mean, Hawkeye, we've got now pictures of Hawkeye with his daughter. We know what's going on there, that's shooting. I bet we're going to find out more about this Spider-Man movie. We're going to get confirmation about what's really going on. Okay,
you stole my thunder there, because you're right. That was going to be my one last thing. We were going to talk about Spider-Man, but yeah, no, I think you're absolutely right. Please continue.
Yeah, I mean, they have to. And I think in a way they've been leaking this information. They're kind of teeing it up so they can, make this big announcement. But also, I just think everything, like you just said, we're going to be getting and I really do think they're going to announce Black Widow's moving to Disney Plus. Because I think of all the films, the MCU has done so well for them. And they need to jumpstart excitement. They did so well with Disney Plus. If they start, can you imagine? They've already got The Mandalorian. It's got 2 episodes left. What better way than to keep that momentum going than to announce Black Widow is going to go to Disney Plus probably in the first quarter of the year, I would imagine. I think, other than that, I think they're just going to make everybody excited and get them all excited for all the goodness they've already got. I mean, it's not like they don't have this. I don't think we're going to get any announcement of things that we don't know about. Like, I don't think they're going to come out of left field and go, tell us something that we don't know. I think we're going to get confirmation on all the things that we've been discussing.
I suspect at least one thing's going to surprise us. I have a feeling at least one big thing's going to come out and surprise us out of this investors meeting. Going back to the Black Widow thing, though, I think one of the other things that has really made it important, because right now, even though we've now got the vaccine, our first people have actually taken the vaccine now. It's actually starting to roll out. The reality is right now, they still don't know theoretically when the theaters can actually be up and running at full capacity again. Hopefully May or June, but it could be much longer than that, right? They just don't know, right?
Right.
We found out that Pugh is going to be in Black Widow, obviously she's in Black Widow. She's playing Black Widow's sister in Black Widow, but we found out she's going to be in the Hawkeye show. And I believe she's popping up. Oh, they said another one that she's probably going to be popping up in. And I can't remember which one that is. That just, to me, reemphasizes the urgency, because there's been a lot of talk. Oh, yeah, Falcon and Winter Soldier. They're saying she pops up in Falcon and Winter Soldier as well, which means we know they have been delaying Falcon and Winter Soldier because of Black Widow, assuming that there's something about Black Widow that makes it vital that we see it first before we see Falcon and Winter Soldier. And now Hawkeye is going into production and they're shooting. They need Black Widow out there. And right now they don't know when they could put it in theaters. So I think that's why it puts a bigger importance on them to move Black Widow than, say, any of their other projects. I don't think any of their other projects are going to carry that kind of burden that Black Widow is, but I feel like they need Black Widow out there. So Rob, over under 65%, over under 65% that tomorrow we find out Black Widow is indeed going to Disney Plus. Over. Yeah, I'm going to take the over too. I'm not going to say 100%. Obviously, we don't know, but I'm going to take the over on that too.
And you know, they've already. What's interesting is Warner Brothers has already set the table. So by Disney doing this, it's not going to be. People aren't going to be like, "Oh my God, how could you do that?" I mean, Warner Brothers has already taken the brunt, and I think in the earnings call they're going to say, "Look, this is one of the things that we're going to have to adjust to." And the fact that Disney Plus is as successful in its first year as it was, and the projections that they have, I think they're going to get a big bump from Black Widow. I think no one's going to say anything bad about doing that. And I think in a way, it's probably going to generate a lot of goodwill.
Yeah, and here's the other thing too, that we got to keep in mind. I think also in this announcement, there's going to be a couple of specific movies mentioned that are going to be staying theatrical. Whether it's Eternals or whether it's Shang-Chi, I think they're going to try to appeal to everybody in this investors call. I think it's going to be Black Widow's moving, but they're also going to try to extend a lifeline to theaters and some sort of show of support saying, but this one and this one are still going to be theatrical. I think there's going to be a whole bunch there. Question is, guys, for you. What do you think we're going to hear coming out of this Disney investors call meeting tomorrow? Do you think we're going to hear some big earth-shattering stuff? Do you think it's going to be relatively minor? And what kind of feedback do you think they're going to get for whatever these moves are? Jump on down into the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. All right, guys.